If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood.
Rise and shine, Devils fans. Or for the Ranger fans, rise and shame. This is the Morning Woo. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, and on the iHeart app. What a wonderful morning. A happy Devils Wednesday. Why is it a happy Devils Wednesday? Well, you've got the Morning Woo today. You've got the State of the Fan Address presented by pucksandpitchforks.com. And plus, we're one day away from opening night. Opening night at Prudential Center. We'll be there at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center, next to Championship Plaza, for Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. Possible Woo report. You just never know. You just never know. Just like what Oh My Goodness says in the YouTube Live, you never know when that Morning Woo is going to pop up. It all depends when I decide to get out of bed and talk to you, the fans. I see Max. I see Wimpy. And I'm just ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. We'll talk about last night's games in the NHL, particularly one that's making headlines. We're going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow at the Fan Fest. You know, they do that traditional red carpet introduction with the players. The New Jersey Devils. Talk a little baseball, what's going on. But we'll find out today, on a serious note, what's the status of Jacob Markstrom? And let's just say add in for a little drama Jake Allen. Jacob Markstrom came in relief in the third period on Monday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And towards the end of the game, he was poked at. A goal was scored. And something with looked like his hand, something, his elbow, something didn't look right with Jacob Markstrom. He stayed in the game to his credit, but he was in obvious pain. And there will be some news probably either mid-morning or later this afternoon what's going on. Thank you, Wimpy, for the super chat in the YouTube Live. Says cheaper than a cup of coffee. Cheaper than a cup of coffee. Yeah, I finally got my drink here. I had to grab something because we got to do the ceremonial sip after this podcast concludes. But so the goaltender, I mean, it was almost like a Columbus Day massacre for Devils goaltenders in terms of injury wise. I mean, you can't have both goaltenders go down, but almost did. So we'll find out a little bit more about Jacob Markstrom. I'm looking for that news. I'm getting a haircut later today, so if news breaks and I'm on the chair at Connie's Barbershop in P-Pack, Gladstone, New Jersey. That's where I get my haircut. I call her Connie Cuts. Love Connie. Giving her a little plug. She's my hairstylist. That's what I have as a podcaster, a hairstylist. But yeah, we're gonna find out a little bit more about Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen. I'm hoping that both of them are gonna be healthy, but I'm not sure about Markstrom. Just when there's radio silence, it builds suspense. Tom, woo, morning to you all. Happy Devil's Wednesday to you, Tom. Max says, you really got to have a fresh cup of Joe's, Sam. Water bottles acceptable. You got to have that coffee. Yeah, I'm working on it, Max. Not to make excuses here. I've been really working hard for opening night and getting all the equipment together, the presentation together. You know, I'm the guy that does that behind the scenes. The rest of the guys, they don't know how to this stuff gets put together. I've been actually building stuff in the garage. I mean, Mrs. Wu is probably annoyed that I've been using power tools, trying to put things together. But yeah, we'll get the coffee. We're gonna get the mugs, all that kind of stuff. I hear your comments and suggestions, which is much appreciated. Also working on the merch as well. Fair enough. I'll let it slide. LMAO. Well, Max see, I taught Max a little well because he had a little life lesson on the art of the woo, getting what you deserve, and it's showing in the chat room right now on our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. You can also find us on Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast, on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Let's Go Devils Pod. Again, 15 characters or less, at Let's Go Devils Pod. And on Twitch, at Let's Go Devils Podcast. But yeah, so I'm waiting for the news for that. Also, how about, I'll tell you, we talk about Palat. Yeah, there's always negativity with Devils fans with Palat just because the AAV, they expect more out of them. But let's start thinking more on the positive side about Arseniy Gritzik. I mean, Gritzik is he's good. He's good. He's making me look like a fool. For me, I don't know. I don't trust players coming from the KHL specifically. But so far, the kid goes hard to the net. He's got a great north-south game. It's a simplified game. And when you have a simplified game, it actually makes your game, you have more options when you're going down into the offensive zone. You can't play north-south with the New Jersey Devils. With the amount of skill and speed the Devils have, you can't play north-south with the Devils. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not saying that they're not top 5 team. They are number 1. And I'll take that to the bank. And when the Devils play that north-south game, man, are they fast. Man, are they getting their chances. And that's how the Devils need to be. They need to stretch the ice. And I think that's why I think Gritzik is just, he's fulfilling that void on that bottom 6. And I don't want to push the kid too hard. I think he could break the top 6. But let him grow in the bottom 6. Let him just grow. But yeah, so if news breaks, if I can, I'll try to get on air about that. We'll talk a little bit about that. If not, we still got State of the Fan address tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Nick Villano at pucksandpitchforks.com and we will be talking more Devils hockey. And thank you, the fans. Our numbers have skyrocketed since we started this morning woo. Love you, fans. Love the morning crew. Good morning and a happy Devil's Wednesday to you, Meadowlander. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about games in the NHL last night. You know, I keep on forgetting to set my fantasy team, which sucks, but all right, so Toronto beating Nashville 7-4. Montreal in overtime beating the Seattle Kraken 5-4. Washington Capitals beating the Tampa Bay Lightning. How about that? Vegas over Calgary 4-2. Dallas over Minnesota. Minnesota had a great first game of the season, but this kind of fell off the face of the earth. Beating Minnesota 5-2. Carolina whipping the Sharks 5-1. And Anaheim over the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3. But the game I want to talk to you about, who the Devils are going to play on Saturday, the Edmonton Oilers. But the Edmonton Oilers came into Madison Square Garden. Supposed to be the world's most famous arena, really the world's most famous train station. They should have never knocked down the old Penn Station, which was an architectural phenomenon. If you don't believe me, ask JCB Architectural John, who's a big fan of the podcast. He's an architect. He can tell you that the old Penn Station was a beautiful landmark from an architectural standpoint. You can't just remake that. I'm sure he will say that, but I should have consulted him that and not put words in his own mouth. But I'm sure he would say that. But instead, the city of New York demolished it and built Madison Square Garden right in that spot. So the Edmonton Oilers come in just like the previous teams that played the New York Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I forgot who shut them out the other day. But to start the NHL season, and isn't like this is going to be like the 100th year of Rangers hockey? But to start the 2025-26 season, the New York Rangers have the same amount of goals as the New Jersey Devils at home, and the Devils are still 1 day away from their home opener. They scored 0 goals in 3 games. Yes, 0. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Goose egg. Let me repeat that. They've scored 0 goals. Nothing. Nada. I can't even think of another word of patheticness to describe the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. That dump of asbestos, Madison Square Garden. Washington. Yeah, the Washington Capitals. Thank you, Max. He's my support in the YouTube chat. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can't score a goal, like 1 goal. You got 9 periods to start the season, and you can't score 1 measly goal at your home arena at that dump called Madison Square Garden. Mike Sullivan, I thought Mike Sullivan was supposed to be this grandiose coach. Devils don't play the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden until mid-March. Boy, I wish the Devils were playing the Rangers at Madison Square Garden now. I mean, doesn't matter who you put in that. The Devils are going to get a shutout. But it's just funny, and I think they're the first NHL team to do that. I remember seeing like a post somewhere. It's like, oh, the 198 minutes has finally officially broken the scoreless streak that was held in, I don't know, 1922 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the facts. So don't quote me on that. But how pathetic. How pathetic. And I'm enjoying it all. I mean, I think all you Devils fans are enjoying that Rangers are 0-3 at home and haven't scored a goal. It's got to suck to be a Rangers season ticket holder. But those Ranger fans are watching me right now. Come over to the dark side. Come over to the river. Come over to the dark side. Because we're the Devils. The Devils! But yeah, I'm in shock. I'm sure you're in shock, but we're not surprised. 100 years of sucking, with only 4 cups, most of it coming during the original 6 years, where they basically handed out the Stanley Cup like a participation trophy, with only 6 teams. 1 Stanley Cup in the modern era, but you can make the argument that was the Edmonton Oilers and Chicago Blackhawks transplanted on that 94 team. But enough about the New York Rangers. Let's talk about opening night. So the Devils are doing the Fan Fest. They've got their sponsors doing, I hate this marketing term. It makes me cringe when I say in-game activations. No, you don't tell your fans it's in-game activations. You tell them it's Fan Fest. We got fun stuff with our sponsors. So I think Goya's giving some samples, Premio sausages. I love Premio sausages. Whenever I eat the Premio sausage, the Devils win. True story. Don't believe me, ask Shorts Guy. He'll know. We used to force feed our good buddy Wolverine sausages. He hated sausages. I offered him a sausage. He declined it. Then we had to force feed him to eat the sausage, and the Devils came back and won the game. This was years ago. But one thing I noticed in the press release about opening night, one change, the dessert race. Out with Welsh Farms, which I love Welsh Farms. Grew up on Welsh Farms. Not literally, but grew up on Welsh Farms milk actually being delivered to my house when I was a kid. True story. I don't know if they still do, but they used to deliver milk to your house. That tells you how old I am. But out with Welsh Farms, in with Carvel. Out with Welsh Farms, in with Carvel as the ice cream. Mrs. Fields is coming back. Thank goodness. And Aunt Annie's, or some people call Aunt Annie's. I call them Aunt. It's not an aunt, it's an aunt. Anyway. So, those are some of the things that I read. Also, around sports, hate to say it, LA Dodgers winning last night over the Brewers. 5-1, taking a 2-0 series lead. I hope that Seattle can beat the BJs, the Toronto Blue Jays, in their series, but oh well. Wimpy's like, let's not suck at home this year. Yeah. Something tells me karma's going to get back at me for trash talking. Hopefully not. Couldn't help myself. R. Heaton, Nathan Skating, coming back soon. He's also saying, no more injuries. Yeah, no more injuries. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Keep you posted. We have at least Devils State of the Fan address tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And also, finally have it. I got my drink here. I know it's bottled water, but I got to get the coffee going. But I want you to take your mug, your highly caffeinated beverage, raise it up high. Tell your boss tomorrow I'm not going to work, or I got to leave early because the Devils are playing. If you got Ranger fans in the office, start talking some smack, because they look pathetic right now. And also, have a great rest of the day for the ceremonial sip. Hold your beverages high. Woo! Thank you to everybody. This is the Morning Woo. Till next time, let's go Devils.